Let Century Management Solutions get you to your next medical appointment. They specialize in non-emergency medical transportation, connecting patients to care, safety, reliability, and on time. Their advanced technology platform seamlessly coordinates patients, healthcare providers, insurers, and transportation partners all in one powerful network. With over 200 trusted transportation providers, they deliver scalable solutions backed by real-time tracking and complete transparency. Go to SENTRYMS.com.
Sunday morning. Well, with us today is Senator Roger Marshall from the great state of Kansas and Middle America. Common sense, common sense, common sense. And, Senator, you're also a physician. And the prices of drugs, all of a sudden it looks like Washington, the prices are coming down. Can you fill us in on that?
Yeah, well, we're sure trying. I think some of our efforts are finally taking root, so to speak. But, to start with, President Trump's most favored nation pricing, most of the largest pharmaceuticals have agreed to basically bring those prices down and bypass the middleman. There's something called a pharmacy benefit manager, and they get about 58 cents of every dollar. So you go to the drugstore, you give them $100 a month for a prescription, $58 of that's going to these pharmacy benefit managers. Think of them as wholesalers, sitting between Big Pharma, who's making it, and your local pharmacy as well. In our working family tax cut bill, we trimmed some of their edges. We didn't do enough. We got more work to do, but I think some of those efforts are coming to roost as well. Something else that I worked on, actually in the Biden administration, was helping promote biosimilars to get to market sooner. And I think we're seeing that happen as well. So some of these things are coming together. John, the real driver of cost of healthcare, though, is at hospitals. They have the biggest chunk of the pie. Prescription drugs make about 7% of the healthcare spend in this country. The big expense is going on in hospitals. These huge nonprofit systems are printing money right now. The big hospitals are printing money, and would love to talk to you about my price tags bill.
Please tell me about your price tags bill, because right now it seems like President Trump and Secretary Kennedy have done a great job bringing pharmaceutical prices down. Tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, so our price tag bill would force every healthcare provider in America to show you the price up front and let American consumers shop. Just like you shop for a new car, you should be able to shop for where you want your hip replacement done. The same MRI might cost $200 at one facility. It might be $2,000 at another facility. You need a hip replaced, it might be $15,000 at our hospital in Great Bend, but another hospital is getting $55,000. So even if you're on Medicare, you're still paying that 20% out of pocket. You've got a deductible. People have huge deductibles now. So we think our price tags bill would bring down the cost of health care literally maybe $1,000 a month for hardworking families. So we're looking forward to getting that across the finish line. We think we'll have a hearing, a markup on it very soon on the Health Committee that I'm on. So I think that'll be some real relief for all Americans.
Definitely. I will tell you, we have doctors in New York. In New York, if you go and you give them your Blue Cross card, it's $3,300 for an MRI. If the doctor calls up and says this gentleman doesn't have any health care, and you give him, and you give the hospital, you give the place cash, you get it done for $500, $600. I mean,
you got it.
There's something wrong here.
Absolutely. And what we want to force is that healthcare providers to show you what it's going to cost if you have Blue Cross. What if you just paid cash? And for a lot of people, if you have a $5,000 deductible, you're going to say, well, gosh, it's cheaper for me just to pay cash rather than to use my insurance. We're seeing that with prescription drugs all the time, too, as well. But you're spot on. Something is rotten in Denmark, as my grandma used to say. And when your common sense, to your point, John, tells you something is not right. Let's let the American consumer see those prices up front and make it easier for them to go shopping for health care just like they go shopping for a car.
Well, I'm glad you're there as a physician to give the American people value on what they're getting. I'm glad that President Trump and Bobby Kennedy are doing what they're doing. What else? I mean, when are we going to bring interest rates down? I know that Senator Thane was saying you shouldn't go after Powell. Because he spent $4 billion or $3 billion, I forget the number, on the Fed building. And President Trump says, okay, we won't. But Powell makes sure that the interest rates stay high, and I'm not sure he's following all the rules. I know a little bit about finances. You know about medicine. I know about finances. And if we get the right Fed chairman in there, and I think if we bring interest rates down where people can afford to buy one-family homes again, you tell me what you think.
Yeah, Johnny, like you said, you're a better financial expert than I am, but my common sense would tell me what I can do as a United States Senator is trim the budget in Washington, D.C. When we borrow money, when we're borrowing, we're paying $1 trillion this year on interest alone. When we are spending $7 trillion but only taking in $5 trillion, that delta leads to the United States government printing dollars, and that's inflation. So my responsibility to help impact that interest rate is to trim our federal budget. And our working family tax cuts did that. Our bill was the largest tax cut and the largest spending cut, both in American history. We're now spending less. We're spending less this year than we did a year ago, less than 2 years ago. So we're trying. It's really hard. This is a big ship. It's a $7 trillion ship, and to try to turn that down and attain this beast is really tough. So that's my responsibility. I think the quantitative easing and the quantitative tightening it concerns me as much as the interest rate and how they've used that going back to Barack Obama to manipulate financial policy as well. So I'm excited about our new director coming in there, and we'll work on that as well.
Well, we got time for one more item. What's on your mind? What wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Well, it's still the cost of living. Make sure your family's safe, of course. What can we do to make sure that we have secure borders? We need to get the Secret Service funded again. My gosh, they're part of this DHS funding deal as well. So hoping the Democrats will come across the aisle and fund your nation's security again. So that's what's keeping me up. It's really hard to get much else done here in Washington until we fund DHS, including the Secret Service, the ICE officers, the Border Patrol people. So that's what's probably keeping me up or getting my attention first thing in the morning, John.
Senator Roger Marshall, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the common sense of middle America, and keep fighting for all American people in Washington, and we'll catch up again real soon.
All right, John, thanks for having me on. Have a great week.
Thank you.
Oh, it's out of here. Home run Ferry Hawks.
Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Come out to the ballpark as the Ferry Hawks welcome in the Charleston Dirty Birds May 5th through the 10th. Grab the kids and come on out. We kick it off on Tuesday, May 5th with Cinco de Baseball with $5 tickets and $5 food and beverage specials. And we end the week as we celebrate all moms on Mother's Day. Moms get in free. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.